I'm not gonna say anything, just watch the clip though.
Funny, bro. Yo, wait. Run by me again, bro. That was insane. Bro, I'm not even touch. Wait. He was looking at me funny, bro. Yo, wait. Run by me again, bro. That was insane. Bro, I'm not even touch. Wait. He was looking at me.
Hello, I'm Jage. I'm a mouse and keyboard FPS player. I say that because there's a lot of debate going on in games just now between keyboard and mouse versus controller. It's no secret over the years that there's been some tension between the players of these two inputs. My main FPS game is Modern Warfare 3, so I'll be talking directly about the impact of controllers versus mouse within that. But this will also apply to other games such as Apex, Fortnite and so on. So what's the debate? It's aim assist. For those of you who don't know, aim assist is when a player is targeting an enemy, it will automatically track the enemy by keeping it at the centre of the crosshair when possible. This is exclusively used by controller players and cannot be used by a mouse player. This results in controller players hitting more shots in MW3 and ultimately winning more gunfights. Controller players argue that they have limited movement, less buttons, and can only use their thumbs to aim, so aim assist is necessary to even up their disadvantage. Whereas mouse and keyboard players argue back that the aim assist is too strong and they are put at a disadvantage when it comes to the only thing that really matters in a shooting game, killing the enemy. This video isn't so much me going into a debate about this subject, it's going to be me putting myself in the shoes of a controller player to see how it feels. I want to see both sides of the argument and come to a conclusion by myself. Before I begin, let me just say that I do use a controller for some games. I've always preferred a joypad when playing games like God of War, FIFA, Shadow of Mordor, Snooker, pretty much any game that isn't a first person shooter really. So I'm not completely new to using a controller, just new as far as FPS games go. The joypad I will be using is the Turtle Beach Recon. I did try playing with a PS5 controller, but I quickly realised I needed back buttons for jumping and crouching. Most who can afford a joypad with back buttons or paddles use these in MW3, so I decided to go down that same road. So the first thing I done was set up a game against bots to try and get used to the controls and try and make it more second nature, test out how my fingers are and how the guns feel. The first thing I noticed was the recoil was quite hard to control straight away, although it is just a case of like pulling down on your thumb. It's just hard trying to get used to that as a mouse player, like trying to change that to your thumb instead of your hand. So I just ran about shooting them, trying different things. I instantly felt like my movement was terrible. I couldn't like get around corners and jump and like slide as easy as I wanted to. And then when I was actually shooting at people, I could feel the aim assist straight away, but it was a lot of work to get to the point where the aim assist was taking over for me. But mostly I noticed that the movement was the toughest thing to get used to. Second after that was just getting my crosshairs close enough to the person where I only had to like move very slightly for my aim to lock onto them. So that was the first game, just getting used to stuff really. The second game was much of the same, just getting used to the controls. Felt a wee bit better. You're not going to improve like that much in a short space of time. It was like the same night. I tried a scoped weapon as well, just to get a wee bit more magnification. see what it was like a bit longer range. Some things started clicking a bit better, but when something fast-paced happened and I had to think quickly, my fingers just couldn't keep up with my brain sometimes. So that was like the first thing to overcome, was trying to get as much of this as second nature as possible, because I don't think it would be fair to just jump into a live match with humans when I've never used any of these buttons to play before. Like, I've never used the controller to play against humans really, for a sustained period of time. So I wanted to warm up enough just so I could have a little bit of a chance against actual humans, because these bots are all recruit, as you can see. So I get a lot of give on the fights and stuff. So I decided to take it to a human lobby, and I got rinsed. My initial first thought was my aim assist isn't as good as it is against the bots, but then I realised obviously the bots give you so much time to adjust and use your rotational aim assist and stuff like that, whereas humans don't. They just move differently. But this was not fun at all. The lobby was filled with Twitch sweats as well, which made it harder. I don't know if my matchmaking is
much harder.
I don't know if my matchmaking's the same as because I'm on mouse and keyboard. I guess it is. So it's maybe it put me into a harder lobby, and because I'm no used.
What is this lobby?
Because I'm no used to joypad as much, I'm against these guys and I'm worse. So it did feel like I was going through it a wee bit. I just persevered and kept trying my best, because that's the only way you get better. But it wasn't fun, and I just felt like I was back at square one again. Didn't really feel as if I got many kills that were good kills. You know, it was maybe somebody behind, I was running behind them or something. But most of it,
I can't do it quick enough, man.
Like I said there in the live comms, I'm no fast enough. I don't have it second nature. But you need to just put yourself through this to get there, which I understand with all games and all inputs. That's what you need to do. Nobody's really good the first time, but it doesn't mean it was easy. So yes, that was my first game, and I got a wee bit of aim assist there. I see wee bits of progress here and there, but mainly I just get pumped. So next I tried Search and Destroy, and I know it's multiplayer, but I just thought it was a wee bit more competitive, and I could try and get my movement faster, because obviously you're under time pressure and stuff like that. So I'm still getting used to the joypad, getting used to playing against players, and I felt like this mode was a bit sweatier than just a normal team deathmatch. It did end up quite a good game, even with my lack of mechanical skills. But this was just kind of a warm up. I quickly realised that I'm going to have to go into the full fat Warzone experience with putting plates on and just having to use different buttons quicker. So that's what my plan was after this. This was basically just trying to get more used to joypad, really, just more used to it. And I did notice that even when I whiff shots and stuff, I still get headshots. I don't know if you know, but the double X's means that it's a headshot on somebody. So I did notice you get quite a lot of headshots on controller with the aim assist. But yeah, this game was it was quite good. I didn't get called like a noob off all my teammates and stuff, which was a good sign for me. So I probably just looked like a slightly below average player in general. But when we lost that game, but I did okay, like 8 for 8, which I'm fine with. But the next step's definitely going into some sort of Warzone mode. So the next game mode I tried was Lockdown Quads, because it gives you your loadout guns straight away. You respawn if you die, and I got to like keep trying over and over again to get a feel for like the Warzone experience, meaning looting crates or breaking armor or putting armor on myself. But I want to do more than just show like gameplay and kills from it. I want to analyse aim assist, and I'm going to cut up some clips that I think aim assist was strong or helped, or just like a general analysis, and we'll go through them together just to see what the difference would be if I was on mouse at that time. So the clip I'm about to show you was the first time that something significant happened, where I thought I wouldn't have got that kill if I was on controller. If I was on mouse. And then something happens right after that where I thought I definitely wouldn't have got that kill if I was on mouse and keyboard. But I'll slow it down, I'll show you the clips, we can go through it together. So I'm sure you've seen it there, but as I'm killing one person, somebody else's teammate comes out behind them, and I wouldn't say a lock on, I think that's a bit too strong, but my aim definitely like motions towards the second guy coming out, and I probably still would have got the kill on mouse, but I don't think I would have done it as quickly. But this next kill, I definitely would have died on keyboard. The next guy, it just kind of locks onto his head eventually. So I'll show you this clip just now, and then I'll slow it down and we'll analyse it. So I try and ADS, and I'm completely away from the target. So I come out, I get a lucky spray shot, then I ADS, and he jumps into my crosshair. And then once he does this, you can see it just locks and it stays on his head until he's downed. Please forgive me, right? But as you can see in this drawing, I have a stickman and a yellow box. And I think fundamentally, if you can aim, if you can train yourself to be good enough on joypad to aim within this box, this rectangle, and like ADS in that box, then after that all you have to do is micro adjust, because like aim assist does what it says, it slows down your aim. And if you micro adjust up a little bit, if you're on his chest, you get headshots. If you're on his stomach, you get chest shots. And that's about as simple as I could put it, really. So my conclusion to this after testing, this is maybe 2 days of playing. These clips are from. I will be playing a little bit more on controller after this. And I don't want to sound like a crybaby keyboard mouse kind of player, so this is my honest conclusion is, does controller take skill? Yes, it definitely does, especially movement. You'll see through all these clips I look like a complete bot. Does aim assist help bad players? Yes, it definitely does. I got so many kills where I thought I shouldn't kill this guy, and I do. The other part going on from that would be people going round corners and stuff. I would get the last bullet and down them before they got all the way around the corner. I think in general, time to kill feels better. It feels, and it should, because if I'm hitting more bullets because of aim assist, then that means that it's 1 or 2 or 3 more bullets that's going into the enemy. So everybody seems to die quicker. And I know these clips are from a game mode where most people have 2 plates in, but I've definitely tested it on like full fat Resurgence and Warzone and stuff. So I do feel you kill people quicker. I think the hardest thing to get used to is ADSing onto players, and then once you get that and you can do the micro adjustments, it's so much easier. It is hard in almost every other aspect of the game though. Looting, jumping through windows, climbing, like parachuting, everything is harder. But if you have an enemy right in front of you, it's so much easier because you don't get the visual recoil, the smoke, the dust, the sparks, fire, whatever is in your way. Your aim assist makes sure that you're still on target. So I do feel like it's a massive advantage in that sense. Long range, you're definitely at a disadvantage because the aim assist doesn't kick in as strong. So it's kind of like, if you're on keyboard and mouse, your best assets are probably long distance shooting and movement. And if you're on controller, your best aspects are definitely close quarters shooting, because it just feels like your time to kill is quicker. Which kind of sucks because they're two hugely different areas of the game. And I kind of feel like this game should be input based. So when you search for a game, it just finds other people with your input. I feel like that would solve so many issues. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. So we're both sides will just have to put up with it and either switch or just stick to your guns and keep doing the input that you prefer. I will end this by saying I think that if you play, I think for the most part, if somebody plays on a controller and they're a mouse and keyboard player, I think within a month they'll be really good. And I think they'll get more kills by using the controller than they will ever on mouse and keyboard once they become really good. I feel like if somebody switched from controller to keyboard, they would probably get less kills and enjoy it less, probably. That's just my opinion, but I definitely feel, even watching streamers, a lot of times I'm like, how does he get the kill there? Why does everybody die so fast when it feels like I put loads of bullets into people and don't kill them as quickly? But through doing this testing, I've realised that it's nothing to do with like damage based skill, like I don't know what you call it, like the damage based skill set. If you're a better player, it takes more bullets and all that. That's all bullshit, I think. I do think that because your aim assist is locked onto somebody, you get that extra one bullet, that extra 2 bullets. And in a gunfight, a lot of the times that can be the difference, and that's why you have a tiny bit of health left and he's dead. The amount of times I've shot at people and I'm like, why did I lose that fight? I'm starting to understand why. It's because they got 1 or 2 more bullets on me than I did, because if you're purely raw aim input on a mouse and the speed that people move in this game, it is so difficult to hit every single bullet. So that's just something you need to live with. People might say get better, but there's only so high your skill gap goes when you're just a normal player. And I'm not spending weeks of my life on aim training and all these things when I just want to play the game. So that's something I'll need to accept. And I'll finish this off by saying I think I'm going to spend a lot more time on controller for now, because I want to get to the point where I get a lot of kills in a game, because it feels good to get a lot of kills in a game. I mean, that's the whole point that we play into it. It does feel cheaper though, I will say that, and I feel like the reward you get for being really good on a mouse feels a lot better. So it's up to you if you want to switch or if you want to stay where you are, but that's my honest conclusion to it. I know this was a long video, and thank you so much if you made it to this part, and give the video a thumbs up or give me a comment below if you think there's anything that I missed or you would like to see in the future. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Fucking club.
Nice to meet you, I hope that you enjoy the show. I'll entertain you, and then I'm off back down the road. I'll try to please you, and hope that you can get my jokes. I want attention, and then I want to leave alone.